Have you ever wondered what really happens behind your neighbor's doors? What they do when you're not looking? Today, you're going to discover real stories of people who thought they were safe inside their homes until they realized that the true terror was right next door, living in the house beside them, watching every move, every step, every gesture. In this video, you will hear disturbing accounts, moments of extreme tension, and situations that will make your heart race. These are neighbors who seem normal, polite, smiling, but who are hiding secrets no one should ever know. Some secrets are silent, others are dangerous, and all of them are real. So, close the curtains, turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and get ready to feel the chill crawl up your spine. But before that, if you like dark stories and want to keep receiving accounts that challenge reality, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Imagine the walls around you, thin, fragile, incapable of hiding all the secrets that echo from the other side. How many times have you heard footsteps, furniture dragging, muffled voices, and wondered what was really happening in there? It's in that line between curiosity and fear that these stories come to life. Ordinary people discovering that seemingly harmless neighbors were, in reality, the beginning of a nightmare. So, get ready, because the first story begins now, and it seems to start like any other. A change of routine, a new home, and the promise of peace. But some promises are destined to turn into a true nightmare. Daniel, a 22-year-old young man, was beginning his independent life by moving into a small apartment in an old building. Everything seemed perfect, silence, privacy, and the chance to build his own routines. But in the very first week, he noticed something peculiar. The neighboring apartment always seemed too quiet. He never saw anyone coming in or out. The lights were almost always off, and the air in front of that door felt strange, as if it were colder. At first, Daniel thought it was just a reclusive neighbor, someone who worked different hours. But things began to change. One night, he woke up to a muffled sound coming from the shared wall, like furniture being dragged slowly, stopping suddenly, and starting again. In the following days, he noticed other things. A metallic smell coming from cracks in the neighbor's door. The feeling of being watched. The breaking point came on a Friday. Friends made jokes about the neighbor. Daniel laughed, but deep inside, he knew it wasn't normal. That night, he heard heavy footsteps in the hallway, stopping exactly at his door. A few seconds later, the footsteps moved toward the neighbor's apartment. The door creaked open, and then silence returned. Days later, he found a note under his door. "I know you hear me." A chill ran down his spine. He then discovered that the apartment had officially been empty for months. He had heard footsteps, seen the door open, but officially no one lived there. In the following nights, the noises grew louder until one rainy night reached its peak. His bedroom door opened by itself, and a silhouette stood at the entrance, just watching. When he turned on the light, there was no one. Just another note. "I like to watch you sleep." Daniel never went back to the apartment. He called the police, who found no explanation. The silent neighbor officially didn't exist, but the real terror remained in his memory. After Daniel, consider another form of threat. Sometimes it's not footsteps, not doors opening. Sometimes it's exaggerated kindness, excessive care, a gaze that lingers too much. The next story involves Clara and her family, who moved to a perfect neighborhood and received attention from a seemingly generous neighbor. At first, everything seemed pleasant. Flowers, cookies, short notes. But quickly, this attention turned into invasion. The neighbor would appear without warning. New details of the family's routine, monitored every move. The first big warning came when Clara found letters from previous neighbors, reporting disappearances and obsessive behaviors from the woman. One afternoon, alone, she found a new letter. "I know what you do, even when you think no one is watching." They called the police, who discovered disturbing evidence. Personal belongings from missing neighbors, diaries detailing the family's habits, photos taken without consent. The neighbor maintained a perfect facade of normality, but it left a trail of fear and psychological trauma that affected Clara and everyone around her. Finally, the most intense story. Lucas and Mariana, newlyweds, moved into a house with an apparently harmless basement. The neighbor next door was lonely, observant, and soon small signs appeared. Noises in the basement, flickering lights, quick steps in the yard. Lucas installed cameras and recorded the neighbor entering the yard unnoticed. Mariana found signs of invasion in their own basement. Secret compartments with personal belongings of other residents. The night they heard footsteps coming down the yard, they called the police. In the neighbor's basement, they found evidence of years of obsessive surveillance, belongings of residents, and detailed records of routines. The neighbor was arrested, but the psychological trauma remained. The experience taught them that terror can hide in common places, behind smiles or seemingly normal routines. These stories show us that we cannot always trust the apparent normality of those around us. Terror hides in details, in gestures, in silence, in a look. It may be close, watching, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. If you enjoyed diving into these real stories of terrifying neighbors, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Here, you'll find the darkest, most disturbing, and real accounts on the internet. Also, leave a comment if you've ever had a strange experience with neighbors. As you look around now, remember, neighbors may seem ordinary, smiling, friendly, but the reality behind those facades can be far more frightening than you imagine. Stay alert, trust your instincts, and be prepared for the unexpected. See you in the next video if you have the courage